she always almost kind of like throws a fit when she is in the bottom. And I don't understand that.
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me.
I'm ready to love. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome if you're new. I'm Sharon. So today we are going to be reviewing Ready to Love Season 6 Miami Episode 10. So let's get into it. Just kidding. You know I had to hit you with the 52 fake out. Before we get into the video, I'm going to need you to give it a thumbs up first and foremost because that helps the content travel through this crazy algorithm. Then I'm going to need you to subscribe to the channel, okay? Because that really just helps me and motivates me. And I'm really trying to get to 500 subscribers really quickly so I can get the community tab feature on this channel. So please help me out, okay? And hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. Now, we can get into it. Okay, so this episode opens up where it left off with the whole elimination thing. And then Tommy steps in and he says, wait, hold up. I'm going to interfere. I'm taking over from here. And he basically eliminates LJ. And I feel like as he should have. Because it would have really ticked me off and grinded my gears if somebody who was present would have gotten eliminated over somebody who didn't even bother to show up. Like, what? No. So LJ is eliminated. That's fine, whatever. He wasn't there to say any goodbyes or anything like that. But we see Trenika, she's feeling away. Trenika is feeling away and she steps off to the side and then she says LJ was her strongest connection from day one or something like that. And it's like, girl, you were present at the dinner with him and his girlfriend where you and Looney just so happened to be there. Like, you were present and you knew and found out that he was still having sex with his ex-girlfriend and you still sitting over there sighing because he was eliminated when, again, he didn't even bother to show up in the first place. Like, please, Miss Girl, stop. Don't do me. Don't do me. You playing in my face. You can't possibly care that he was eliminated. Stop. So then we have Tommy hosting the sister and her Mr. game. That was so funny. Tommy is hilarious. But this sister and her Mr. game, basically they had to choose somebody that they wanted to answer the questions. And when Kayla chose Mike, I was confused as to why he was confused. Like, why are you confused? You are one of her strongest connections. You probably are her strongest connection because Randall got too much going on. So it's like, why? Like, don't act confused that this lady done chose you. You knew it was coming. But yeah, everybody chooses the girls choose their guy. And Brandy chose Mike. Kayla chose Mike. Jamala chose Randall, obviously. Trenika chose Randall. Charisse chose Samson. Katie chose Swayze. And I think that was everybody, right? So throughout this little game, Trenika and Randall were killing it, okay? They were doing so good. I was very, very shocked. And even Randall was like, oh no, I knew she would get these answers right. And it's like, why you knew that? I mean, I guess they have more conversations than we get to see. But as a viewer, I did not think that Trenika was going to blow it out of the water like that. But she did. They did really, really well with like the questions. Mike and Kayla also did really, really well with the questions. And Brandy started to kind of like feel away. And she was like, hurry up and get this game over with. But it's just like, I didn't really expect for Mike and Kayla to be like doing so well. Like, that was a real wild card. Like, a real wild card. Like, those two couples doing so well. But Trenika and Randall ultimately win, and then they get a date, and Tommy gassed that date up, okay? Tommy gassed that date up. And Randall, when he got to the date, he was like, what is this? What's this? This is not helicopters in the sky. This is not. Tommy lied to me, and I thought that was so funny. And he said, like, you know, it wasn't really his thing, but this is something that she really enjoys. This is the type of stuff that she into, so he gave it a fair shot, and he was present in the moment for the most part. But I would kind of be distracted too. Like, my attention span is way too short to like do stuff like that. Like, listen, my attention span is real bad. Like, I'm like low-key a child. So like I can get it, but he was really trying to be present, and for the most part he was there, and he said he enjoyed it. But when she was like rubbing on his feet, I was like, oh my gosh, Trenika I'm talking about. When Trenika was like rubbing on his feet, and then we got to see he got a little brown toe, I was like, oh my God. Ooh. Like, I'm a real, like, I don't like feet. Here's the thing though. I rub my husband's feet all the time. But something about watching people that don't really know each other for real do, because I feel like that's something very intimate, isn't it? Like, to rub a person's feet, a woman to rub a man's feet. I feel like men, a lot of the times, they'll like grab your feet or something like that. But for a woman to like be rubbing on a man's feet, like, to me, that's very intimate. And I feel like you got to be very deserving of that. Like, you know, I don't know, but like, it was low key like creeping me out. So then when they come back from the date, they talk to everybody in the house about the date. Trenika gives her side, Randall gives his side, and he said that he did enjoy it. When they was leaving the date though, and he said, this is something, she was like, what did you think? He like, this is something I would definitely want to do again. I'm like, you lying. Why you lying? I did not think Randall was a liar up until that point. Like, you lying. Stop lying. We also get that night Kayla saying that Randall and Mike basically are not paying her any attention. They are not checking up on her. They're not saying good night. They're not saying good morning. They're not saying hello. They're not saying goodbye. They're not paying her no mind. And she is really feeling a way about that. And I feel like later on in the episode, I'm jumping ahead for a second because I just always got to jump ahead. But later on in the episode, she says that Mike, you know, came up to her and was like, oh, I still want to like work on our connection, blah, blah. And then she says that it's whack that he had to wait until Brandy leaves. But then she says, but I want to see if it's real. And it's like, girl, who told us? Somebody told us. Either it was Maya Angelou or Oprah Winfrey. They said when somebody show you who they are, you believe them, poo. Like, he has already shown you that, because he could have easily been like, okay, I'm going to be intentional with, like, I'm going to spend time with Brandy. I'm going to be intentional with, like, I'm also going to spend time with Kayla. He didn't do that. He was paying you no mind. So why are you still like, oh, well, I just want to see if it's real. It's like, I feel like that's where we do ourselves a disservice, where we look past the stuff that people are trying to subconsciously tell us. Like, if you're in a setting where he could have, for sure, because Brandy seems like she was very much so like, okay, we all here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you would have pulled Kayla to the side for a one-on-one to just really like chop it up with her, I don't think Brandy would have felt away. And even if she did feel away, it's like, I have two connections. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could feel away, but you don't have a right to be like protesting me hanging out with somebody else who I have a connection with in this process. So I feel like he didn't do that. He didn't make an effort to really like spend any quality time with you, to get to know you, to pull you, to do any of that. And then you still like, oh yeah, well, I want to see where it goes. I want to see if it's real. And it's like, girl, you should have already saw by now. Yeah, just jumping back for a second. Everybody get ready to like leave the house. They pack up, whatever the case may be. And then, like I said, Kayla says the whole thing about Mike and how he is now like that Brandy has left. He like, oh yeah, I want to, you know, still work on our connection. And it's just like, where was this energy at when we first got? You didn't like, no. We also see Randall and Jamala talking. And I feel like in that conversation that Randall and Jamala had, I didn't like that he said, I'm here for you. And I don't know if he meant it like that, but the way Jamala took it was definitely that he was saying the only reason why he was at the retreat or was here is because of her. And so I feel like that should have been clarified. If that's not what he meant, he should have clarified, because he know that that's how she took it. So if that's not how he meant it, then he should have clarified in that moment, because then she like, well, do they know that? And it's like, come on, don't say stuff like that to her when you know that's all she looking for. That's what she looking for. She looking for you to say any little thing for her to hold on to help her to feel like she number one, and she like, please. So I didn't like that he was basically saying that like he was only there for her, because it's like, you're not. Like, you have other connections and you are interested in these other connections. So like, don't do that. So then also in this episode, we get Samson getting a facial from Charisse. And that looked very relaxing. I've never gotten a facial before in my life. My skin is very problematic. It hates me. It acts up. Like, it just is disrespectful. So, like, I've never gotten a facial because I feel like my skin will probably be like, what is all of these things, you know? But it looked very relaxing, and I really would like to get one at one point when I really don't have anything coming up. I might try out a facial just to see what it's like and give my skin some time to like go crazy and hate me some more and, you know, do whatever it's going to do, and then like clear up and go back to, you know, its normal level of hatred for me. But yeah, so he gets the facial from her, and then she pours up some champagne, and then they talk, and she wants to go deeper. She wants to connect deeper. She wants to get on a deeper level. And he like, listen, I only known you a couple of weeks, ma. What you doing? Like, I don't want to go deeper with you yet. And I just felt like I was confused. Like she said, I'm confused as to why he is so apprehensive about like getting off of surface level conversations and having deeper conversations. Like why? And it would seem to me that like if you like somebody and you are interested in them, like you do want to go deeper, because that's the only way for you to really build a stronger connection. Like it's levels to it. You can't stay here forever. And it's like she's obviously at the point where she's wanting more from the connection. She's wanting more. She's wanting to go deeper. And then he like, no, I'm good right here. Like, let's just stay right here with the laughs and the jokes and the giggles and the light touches and the pecks. And she like, well, if we're going to build something and really and truly like get to know each other and fall in love at one point, then we're going to need to go deeper. But he just kept on saying, like, it's only been a couple of weeks. And it's just like, okay. But like, it just seemed to me that she just wanted to know more. She wanted to see what it would be like to have a serious, deep conversation with him. Because for some people, they need to know that intellectually they can have certain types of conversations with you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. So I feel like maybe that's what she was wanting, and for whatever reason, he just really was not trying to like give her that. And then when they did that whole toast, and she was like, Sam the man, and they pounded, and then he was like, Charisse the woman. It was so awkward. So awkward. So then Kayla and Randall go on a date, and it really was not much of anything happening with their date. Like, it was really, to be honest, a purposeless date, a purposeless scene. Like, it was nothing happening on their date at all. And Kayla says that, you know, she likes Randall. He is fun. He seems cool. He seems like a good guy. But she felt like their connection was actually weaker after that date. And it's like, I could see that. That was, what was that? That was a waste of our time. So then it's men's lounge time, and then the men discuss the weekend. Well, I don't know if that was the weekend, but they discussed the getaway and like how everything went for them at the getaway. Randall was stressed, as we know. But then they talk about who is in the bottom, and the bottom two ladies were Trenika and Kayla. And so Tommy just, you know how it goes. Tommy tells them to take the ladies out, let them know what's up, whatever the case may be. So Mike goes on a date with Kayla, and then Randall goes on a date with Trenika. Now, here's what I don't understand about Trenika. Because when she was like in her confessional, she was saying like she has just a really bad feeling. And then I feel like she always almost kind of like throws a fit when she is in the bottom. And I don't understand that. I'm sure you've seen the show. You know how the process works. So why does she get so upset when she is in the bottom? I really do not understand that. She was so upset. And Randall was very like taken aback, because imagine somebody is coming to you and they like, I'm your peace, and I just want to listen to sound bowls, and I just want to be one with the earth, and I'm soft and I'm very expressive and articulate with my words and how I'm feeling, and I want to. But then in those moments, you are throwing a tantrum like a child and you don't want to talk, you don't want to converse, you don't want to say what's going on. And it's just like, why are you doing that? You already know that this is how this goes in this process. I was really confused by her and slightly annoyed because this is the second time that she did that. Why do you keep doing that when you in the bottom? You know that's how it go. But anyway, I'm gonna get off that lady. That was pretty much that for this episode of Ready to Love. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. Like I told you, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. Help your girl out and hit that subscribe button, please. And thank you, okay? I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.